Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to Hobby Hotline, episode 279. And a special welcome to Adam from Splendid Sports, making his first appearance on Hobby Hotline. So, welcome and glad to have you. And Victor, true rookie specialist, true rookie card specialist.
Chop that up, Danny.
It's Victor.
That one rookie card guy. There you go.
It's Victor. He's doing most of the show today anyway, so you'll get plenty of Victor. And I'm Danny, evidently. So welcome. How you guys doing?
Adam?
Awesome. Pleasure to be here. I've been a viewer for a long time of this show, so it's awesome to be on it and let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Victor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Danny, man. I've had tis the season, right? It's like stuff at work, coming home, the holidays, Christmas parties, and it's just like, man.
So is that tis the season in a good way or a bad way?
Depends on what time of day it is, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I threw up some good mornings there on the chat. So good morning to people in the comments already. The chat room, we got a lot of people. Feel free to drop something in the chat, and please welcome Adam and take it easy on him today. We're going to break him in gently. What's going on, Jeff? What's going on, Steven? How you doing, Doctor?
Steven, just a quick, my recent article of Hobby News Daily gives you a specific shout out. So check that out if you have not seen it.
There you go. That you took my thought away, Victor. Now we're even for rookie card specialist. So I wanted to start with the Babe Ruth rookie card, the 1914 that everybody's been talking about, but I wanted to take a slightly different approach. Good morning, Hodges. Good morning, Philly Joe. Got a lot of friendly faces in the chat room today. I want to throw the card up on the screen. If I can do this. And the reason I want to throw it up there is to look at it aesthetically. It's a pretty simple, basic card from the 1914 Babe Ruth. It sold as the third highest card ever. First impressions, higher or lower than you expected, Adam?
Lower. I actually thought it was going to either break the record of the 12.6 million of the Mickey Mantle card or at least get very close. So it was a lot lower than I thought it would sell for.
Victor, I know that you finished second in the bidding. What did you think, higher or lower?
I thought it was higher than I thought it was going to go.
Personally. Really?
Yep.
Now, why is that? Based upon the card itself or the market?
Both. Great points, right? I didn't think the market would be as strong as it was the last time, and just because of the card that it is.
And Keith Oldman sold a nicer one for $100,000 right before the pandemic. Yes, but there's some controversy there. This had a unique providence. Card is fugly, couldn't give it to me. That I've heard a lot of people say that, and that's why I wanted to show the card. So if you compare that to, let's say, a 52 Mantle, which is also not a rookie card, okay, but it has this hobby stature. I always compare it to Jerry West. He's the NBA logo. You know, that's him in the logo, but he's not the greatest player in NBA history. The 52 Mantle is kind of the logo of the hobby, but it's not the greatest player or the greatest card. And then the Wagner finished second, and that's similar, I think, to the Mantle. So, Adam, I guess the question is, out of the top three cards, if you were buying one, where would you go?
Well, I would put it number one for me. I mean, I guess if you're saying an SGC 9.5 or a PSA 10 52 Mantle, maybe I'd put that number one. But just the card on its own, it's 10 known copies. It's maybe not the best looking card in the world. I think the Mantle is a nicer looking card, but when you factor in the rarity, scarcity, I like color on my vintage cards too, so it's got some nice color on it. Maybe it would have been a better match for PSA with the color match with the red. That's kind of a joke, but yeah, I would say it would go.
Well, then you go HGA.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right.
I would go Ruth #1. I mean, as far as from just the card perspective, and then Wagner Mantle, I would say.
So Adam, evidently you paid Dylan and some people to say hello.
Yeah,
so
thanks. Checks in the mail.
Right, exactly. A lot of comments in the chat here. So, Victor.
Yes, sir.
Explain to me why this is a rookie card or not a rookie card, because I on Hobby News Daily, I think I referred to it as his first card. But it's been promoted as his rookie card, and people casually talk about it as his rookie card. So is it his rookie card?
Yeah, I've actually I've done a pretty detailed video of this topic and all of Ruth's cards in a prior video that I made a year or two ago.
Shout out your channel.
Yeah. And I'm going to be doing another video this weekend on this exact topic. And I'm going to save a little bit more of my harsher criticisms for that. But overall, in a nutshell here, I would say I question a lot of things, and I understand, the concept of marketing, and I know they have to market and try to get the best bang for the buck, but I just feel like a lot of this was very misleading. I primarily have the biggest issue, number one, of it even actually being a card. In my opinion, this is a team schedule is what this is. And to even label it a card is questionable to me. Secondly, it clearly details Babe Ruth with the Baltimore Orioles. Now we may consider the Baltimore Orioles as a Major League Baseball team, but in 1940,
right now they are.
Right now they are.
Yeah.
Kinda. No, they're contending team.
This year they contended, sir.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Real good. But in 1914, the Baltimore Orioles were a AA minor league baseball team in the International League, right? So to me, it is more of a pre-rookie or even a prospect card of Babe Ruth, but not a rookie card.
One of the things that I find interesting is on the card itself, it says Ruth. It does not say Babe. Part of that is, and just to show the youth, he had not earned that nickname yet. It wasn't until Jack Dunn had signed him that he was called Jack Dunn's baby, and that's where the Babe came from. So on the card itself, it just says Ruth pitcher, which is very interesting also. Just kind of a cool historical note on the card. So Victor, let me throw you a random question. Money is not an object. What's the coolest card you would buy? How's that for catching you off guard?
Yeah, I love the 52 Mantle. To me is ranks the top of the list, but to me it's what was the choices? The Ruth, the Wagner, or the Mantle?
Out of those three.
Yeah, I would probably do the Mantle. I just love the aesthetics of that card. It's just absolutely beautiful. But I'm kind of more of I would want mine in really good condition. So that's kind of where I would probably fall off the rails.
Mookie, Danny, we all know it's not a rookie card unless it has the Fanatics rookie debut patch. Victor, there you go. That's why it's not a rookie.
Yeah, the rookie patch is going to be another video coming soon.
I was about to say you got to redo it and explain that. That's why. We're going to come back to the rookie patch in a minute, but I wanted to touch on a little bit more here. Dylan says, "Give me the 52 Mantle." This is really amazing to me. Good morning, Rex. Definitely check out the sports card shop. They got 2 locations, and I've been to one. Very, very proud to say that. Victor, you're near one, aren't you?
I am. I've not visited his shop yet, but I need to. My Saturday mornings are typically just
shamed you by accident. I apologize.
No, you're good.
I just blasted you. No, I'm kidding. So here, Mine is an SGC3 with horrible eye appeal. I wish I had one with any eye appeal.
Danny, I was going to ask you, do you think that the fact that there's a blue and a red variation, did that hurt the sale at all, do you think? Or does that play any role?
I think it's more, this is, to get back to Victor's answer, whether it's the market or the card. I think because the card doesn't have the cachet in the hobby of the 52 mantle. I mean, you can see it in the chat room right now. And even Victor said he would take the 52 mantle. It's just, I think it doesn't have that sex appeal. It doesn't in the hobby. The T206 Wagner and the 52 mantle seem to be on an absolute, different level in hobby love. And I'm not sure, why that's totally,
Let's be clear. If money was no object, all three of them would be.
Oh, well, yeah. Don't get me wrong. This is like when the lottery gets to 600 million and my wife doesn't buy a ticket. She waits for $1 billion. I say, what? We're too good for 600 million, Here, let's get a couple comments here.
Adam, you got a 52 mantle, don't you?
Me?
Adam.
Or Adam?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yes.
And it's the 9.5, right?
Yeah. A 1.5.
There you go. So did you take that over the Ruth?
No, I would still take the Ruth.
You would?
Yeah.
Why would you take the Ruth? What about the Ruth turns you on?
Well, it's Babe Ruth. Number one, I mean, Babe Ruth is Babe Ruth. And I just feel like the fact that there's just so few of them. And I love the story. I love the story that, well, presumably if it's true that they were put in newspapers and just how old the card is. I just think that's even a cooler story than the 52 mantle or the Wagner.
It's because he already has one. That's why.
Yeah.
This Dylan says Adam sold his car for the mantle. Now that's a true collector. Is there truth to that story?
No.
Okay.
I would never do that.
What? Don't say never.
I'd sell my mantles before my car.
Yeah. Orlando says I would definitely take the Ruth over the mantle. Okay.
Coming from another guy who owns a 52 mantle, but okay.
Well, but now does that say something because they can't get the Ruth, the scarcity?
Right.
The scarcity.
Should that be carrying more value because of scarcity? Adam, you talk to that. How much does scarcity play into value for you? Maybe not financial, but emotional or both.
Yeah, I think most collectors chase in some form. Some people chase it in the grade, or they chase serial numbered cards, or with vintage. The fact that there's 10 of these, and there's thousands of 52 mantles, and what is there, 50 Wagners or 60? Or I forget the number, but there's a lot more of those than this card. So
it's true.
I think that's a huge factor.
Yep.
Victor.
Yes, sir.
Same question. Scarcity impact you when you buy cards?
They do not. I'm more of a, I'm a simple collector. I'm more of a base set rookie card guy. I'm too broad of a. I'll go from vintage all the way to ultra modern. So I really scarcity doesn't really move the needle for me.
Would it, if you were buying at this level? Let's say you could play in the, I can't believe I'm saying this, the $7 to $12 million card range.
Yeah.
At that point, are you just buying the grade on the card you like, or are you going into scarcity, or is it still the 52 mantle highest grade at that point?
Yeah, no, I would probably look for scarcity if that were the case. Sure.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Now we any other comments on that? Because I do want to talk about some of the patches and stuff. All right. So we joked about the Major League Baseball debut patch on the cards, but Fanatics seems to be taking patches and in RPAs to another level. They've done the debut patch, which is I think, a very cool concept. And then they now have in Inception actually taken part of the base on somebody's first hit. Do you guys like, first of all, having a patch or an insert in the card? Does that add value to you, or is it kind of, are you ambivalent on it, Adam?
I do. I appreciate all eras of cards, all types of cards, and for what they are in that era. And I'm someone, I do have, memorabilia patch cards in my collection, and I thought that debut patch was an awesome idea. And I think if that's a sign of things to come from Fanatics, that the ultra modern collectors are in for some fun stuff, because it's creative, it's out of the box, and I'm not in the market for those. I'm sure they're going to be very expensive, but I just think they're cool chase cards to have in these products.
Victor, what do you think about the idea of actually putting it on the jersey in advance? So now you have a company that can work with the uniforms, with the Major League Baseball, to create this.
You're talking the base or the jersey patch?
I'm sorry, both of them, but I was talking about the debut patch. Sure, but just the fact that they're working with the leagues, because the leagues have ownership in Fanatics, it's just a different relationship. They're going to be able to do so much more.
Yeah, I love it. I love the idea. I really do. I have a couple of issues with that, though. Like, they only made one, and then like I think it was Corbin Carroll recently here who ended up buying his. I mean, he bought it legitimately, right? But these players kind of want this card themselves, right? So, in my opinion, they should have done a patch every inning that they were in that game, and they could have, made it serial number to 9, and they could have done it that way. That way, the player has a chance at owning one if he wants one, and then there's a few more out in the market. I mean, serial number to 9 is still pretty scarce, right? So I really think they missed the boat in that aspect. I do love the concept of it being their first game. However, I was paying very close attention this year. There was several rookies that were, low-end rookies, right, that got drafted later in the year, and I seen them in their major league debut, in their first at-bat, in their first game, and I did not see any debut patches on their sleeve or anywhere on their uniform. And so that got me a little confused, and I'm wondering what's up with that. Why didn't we do it for these guys? It seems like they just did it to the most popular or X amount of guys that debuted, when they should have done it to all of them.
Adam, what do you think about that?
That's a great point, because you never know. I mean, it's not always the highest prospects that turn out to have the best careers. They could be missing a player who might go on to be a Hall of Famer, and then we'll look back and we'll go, oh man, they should have had a patch on that guy's jersey, and it will be a big miss. So that's a great point, Victor.
I love this comment. Philly Joe says, I like the ist of anything for PC players. First game ticket, first game base relic, first game dirt, etc., etc. I'll admit I don't collect first game dirt, but I do appreciate collecting, for especially for a PC. I think it's a cool thing. I just think it's one of the coolest ideas a card company has had in a while. And I'm not necessarily a modern collector, but if I had my favorite player, or if I could afford one of the Orioles' top prospects, which is hard because we have so many good prospects, then I would buy it. I mean, imagine having an Ohtani first patch.
Yeah,
that'd be huge.
That's what I'm saying. And the fact that the players want them, Victor, I think that speaks to how cool it is.
Sure.
I mean, it might be the best marketing ever that Corbin Carroll wanted to buy their own.
Yeah. Yep. You guys remember dirt cards back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s? They actually had dirt cards.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They look like little pebbles, so I don't even know if it was really dirt. I don't know.
And how do you know that it wasn't from the backyard of the
right
card place? I mean, are we doing DNA on the dirt here? This dirt was observed by a representative of Topps Cars.
A 50-pound sack in the maintenance room is where.
Yeah. Fred, go back to Home Depot. We need more dirt. Good morning, Frank. Sorry, we're already slap happy here. Adam, do you have a favorite insert ever, or anything that you've ever said? That's pretty cool. Or you an RPA guy? I know you're more vintage, but has there ever been something, whether it's the logo? I think the tags from the jerseys are cool. I think that's pretty cool. Is there anything?
Yeah, I think the early 2000s when Upper Deck was putting a lot of stuff out. I have a few like Mickey Mantle pinstripe game worn cards from Upper Deck, and those are just cool to me because even if you're not into the post playing days Mantle cards or the vintage guys, in a way that kind of qualifies almost as a vintage card because you got the game hopefully game used stuff on there. It says game used, so. I think that era, the early 2000s of the game used stuff, that's really cool. And going back to Fanatics, at least they're putting out game used stuff with these patches, so that's more than you can say about a lot of the stuff that comes out now. So I think that's cool.
Well, and not only that, I believe it's real. I really don't like the stuff from the stadium store, the team shop.
Right.
That's not been worn by anybody. I mean, literally, when it says not worn, not used, not in a game, I can go into my closet and cut up a shirt. And that's a joke. So to me, to be able to get even a piece of the base. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Is
from the first base hit? That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Well, I'll tell you, just from the, everyone always talks about wanting to get more kids into the hobby. And just from my own experience, kids really think these memorabilia relic cards are cool. So I think that's something to think about too. Even if they're not for us, kids really, really like them. Just the idea that, the player wore this in a game or stepped on this in the game. They really, from my experience, they are attracted to that. So that's a good thing.
You just said the magic words. Kids are attracted to this.
Yeah, well,
10 times you don't 10 times the hobby without it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not sitting here waving the Fanatics flag full time, but if you are going to grow the hobby, you're not going to do it with the three of us. I mean, that's the reality. You've got to hit the next generation. And they say it's like parenting. You got to meet your kids at where they're at. They're not going to come to where you're at.
Right.
And so I think there's some truth to that in the cards also. Michael Rubin did an interview recently, and he talked about that they have three major routes of distribution, and he included breaking in there as one of their three prongs of getting cards to the public. So it's a changing model with Fanatics. And the inserts are definitely more in there. And speaking of Fanatics getting to work with people, they got to work with Tom Brady. Yes. Orlando, if that was not clear, new kids need to be collecting, not breaking. I couldn't agree more. I did not mean to say that was a reason to 10 times the hobby. I was just talking about the changing nature of what Fanatics is doing.
I think we misinterpreted that 10x thing. I think they meant print runs. They're going to be.
They're literally just going to make 10 times more cards. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Right.
Yeah. So absolutely. So, and I'll second that with here just to make sure we're clear there. But the Tom Brady card, cool gimmick. What do you think?
Yes, and yes, it's cool, and it's definitely a gimmick. It just shows the juice that Michael Rubin actually does have, right, in the sports world. I think personally, looking at his social media the last couple of years, I think this guy is he's got a lot of juice, more than we probably realized, more than at least I realized, and I think he's on the board of directors for the what do they call that? I forget. Never mind. Go ahead.
He's definitely part of the TB7 fan club.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think of Tom Brady? And just to give background, if people don't know, he was drafted. He did play college baseball, and he was drafted by the Expos as a catcher. So that there is that history to him having. I think did they make it a Bowman first, I believe, or they were making it calling it his rookie card, not to start that conversation.
Here we go.
Yeah. That gets into the marketing part of it and the gimmick part of it to me.
Yeah.
Calling it a promotional card is not sexy. Adam, what do you think of the card?
Yeah, I want to preface this with I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. I'm from New England. So I have to preface that with that. I collect Tom Brady, and I think it's awesome. I actually am amazed at the amount of people who didn't know that Brady was drafted by the Expos. Just yesterday, I was on a couple text chains with some other collectors, and a lot of them had no clue that he was drafted by the Expos. So I think it's awesome. I think for me, I would love to I don't even know, are they making base cards of that, or are they only doing the autograph cards? Because I would just like a base card of that with Brady, pick one up for hopefully not too much money. Because I won't be shelling out the money to get one of those autograph ones for sure. But I think it's a great thing. And to your point, there he is.
Watch what you say now. Hey, there buddy.
What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, John.
I'm at the show.
Okay.
Yeah, we just had I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So Watertown. What are you doing in Watertown at the? You got a show?
Yeah, here, I'll give you a sneak peek. That's it. It's a small show.
What's your setup?
All right, hang on.
John's got one of the best setups I've seen in it for a dealer ever. I mean, it is so organized. So love it. Look at this guy. Banners and everything. He's got the BC.
I only have one table today. Besides the SGC table. So I only have one table, just my cards.
You making money?
Not too bad.
Okay.
I still gotta go to work on Monday, Victor.
Show us some cards. What you got? Show us a good card.
I don't have any good cards. I'm trying to get rid of all my bad stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like a little local show.
All right, hang on.
There you go. Let's start the auction bidding. Let's go.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, I only have one table. Usually I have two, so I had to limit my inventory. But I just thought I'd check in. I know other people have done this, so I'm like, all right, I can do it.
John, did I see your Leaf Jackie Robinson in that showcase?
No, that stays home.
Oh, okay.
And people always do ask, where is it? I'm like, I don't want to bring it because I might lose the thing, and then I'll be in real deep doo-doo.
John, somebody wanted to know if you have the Ruth card for sale.
No, that's in the vault. And I'm still making payments on it, so I don't have possession. They told me that at $100 a month, it would take 400 years to pay off. So it's going to be, yeah, my great grandkids will still be paying.
Right. They put a lien on it, huh?
I did finish second, though. I keep telling people. So
it would not surprise me if they end up giving collectors that kind of option. They mortgage off the card. They're going to hold the title for the lien on the card.
Yeah. And it stays in the vault. You just pay for it.
Oh, man.
How's the submissions going?
Not bad. Just a smaller show, so it's not going to be on par with my home Syracuse show. But there are people that come from Syracuse here, so they're not terrible. I'm not no complaints. Like I said, I still got to go to work on Monday, guys.
Oh, there you go.
That's
So,
awesome. Well, thanks for calling in, buddy.
all right, guys. Thanks for entertaining me for a couple minutes. So, we'll see you soon.
See you, John.
See you, John. That was John.
Where is he at again? The what?
He's at the Water. I think it's called the Watertown show. I think they do it every month.
Watertown.
Yeah, and he's a group submitter for SGC. So
Yeah.
wait, is he back or is he frozen? I think he's frozen. Here, let's. Yeah.
Anyways, back on Adam's comment about the Tom Brady. The only way. What's that?
I wanted to put this up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam was making mention about a base card. I think that would be advantageous to them for them to do that. But the advertising that I seen just showed 3 tiers of autographs, and one of them being inscripted. I don't know if all 50 cards are going to have that inscription, but there's like 3 tiers of autographs, and so I don't know. I would love to know, and that's coming out with Bowman Draft product, right? I believe.
Yeah, and that's coming out soon. So
yeah,
12,
probably
12,
Wednesday.
Tom Brady Day, December 12th.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
did you mention you're a little bit of a fan?
I'm a big fan. Yeah. Like anyone who's been a Patriots fan the last 20 years, like how can you not be a fan of Brady?
Right.
So I think it's really creative. And to your point, I listened to that podcast that Michael Rubin was on with Bill Simmons, and it was really, really, really good. Just hearing just the enthusiasm and the ideas. And to your point, I honestly didn't know much about Michael Rubin before this whole thing with Fanatics, with Tops and everything. I was kind of out of the loop on Michael Rubin, but now that I'm seeing all the people that he's like buddy with in the in the world, in the sports industry, obviously he's going to use those relationships for products and things like this. He's close with Tom Brady. He says Tom Brady texts him every day, every morning.
Wow.
A message and all this stuff. So I'm sure he's going to use all the connections he has, which
For the record, Giselle texts me every morning. So.
Well, there you go. Congratulations.
No, but I mean, Michael Rubin took over Majestic in uniforms. He's got lids. He's got the jerseys. He's got the cards. He's got the league. He's got the gambling. He's got the platform. He's got the breaks. He says he wants to be the Amazon of sports. And that's an interesting concept if you think about it. What if you had a one-stop shop for tickets and merchandise and collectibles? I mean, is there an appeal to that?
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, if you're turning more sports fans or fans of their other products that they sell into card collectors, I think that's a great thing. I think what remains to be seen is, will it create more collectors, or will it get more attention and people trying to maybe make a quick buck or get attracted by the money that will not stay? So I think that's left to be seen. But I think this whole thing's going to, for sure, get more eyeballs on sports cards. So that's probably a good thing, right?
There's 2 things that I think they need to start getting their heads wrapped around, and that's the first one is being this whole hang up with Panini. I believe is ruining the distribution of product. It's causing a clog in the wheel, and there's just it's bad, and it doesn't look good. I'll be honest with you. To me, it looks really bleak as far as basketball and football, and this also the amount of print runs. They're really going to have to do something to bring these levels down, because it's the scarcity is just not there. It's just oversaturated. They're oversaturating with parallels, and I think it's because of the the whole legal battle that's going on with basketball and football and Panini. And it's just, I don't know, they better figure this out quick, because the hobby is patient, but we're getting antsy.
My LCS says that, they still just can't really keep wax on the shelf. So, I wonder, to Adam's point, if this is kind of like the entry model car. Do you get somebody into the hobby on the entry model, and that's a less expensive, there might be more of them around, and then, people work up to eventually, Adam, you're never buying vintage on fanatics.com. I mean, that's just well, I shouldn't say never. Who knows?
Get it at Sam's Club, though.
Right. Sam's Club's got the $100,000 51 Bowman mantle. Costco.
Yeah.
Costco. But so is it a way to get people into the hobby? Is that, you can now buy a pack of cards at Lids when you get a hat. That is such specific target marketing to that demographic. Do you think they're using that just to bring them in? And then you have, more people that are collectors.
Yeah. And if they get them, maybe they're already involved with fantasy sports, or if they're not, they do with sports gambling. I mean, there's obviously clear ways you can integrate cards with those things, whether it be, if you win your league in fantasy, you win a box of Prism or whatever the brands that they put out. So that it's pretty straightforward on what they can do with the marketing and so forth. It's just, it goes back to, will it create collectors? And I guess no one really knows yet, but we'll see.
Collectors want physical. Yep, agree with that.
Yeah, Jason asked a good question there.
Thank you. With the future learning more and more AI technology, does anyone see a future in some type of digital collecting? Just curious on people's thoughts. I mean, I think there's going to be something digital. I think they've already tried. The question is what's actually going to stick. To Orlando's point, collectors want physical, without a doubt. But at what point can I get a 3D holographic image floating in front of me to share with you guys after I buy a card? Or what if I want to sell you a card and there's some sort of technology that lets you, see that, in some way, shape, or form other than 2 dimensions. I don't know that we know where technology is going. But I don't know in my lifetime that I'm buying a card without touching it.
Right. I think there may be a chance for it with the very young generation, right? Like the 7 and 8-year-old coming up. He made mention the future of AI technology, right? Could it evolve into that? Possibly. It's a possibility.
Yeah. Mike Petty says, that's what I do now with my collection. Digital, love looking at the pics better than the card, especially the SGC pics.
There you go.
Well, those high-res scans are ridiculously good. Any of the grading companies, I shouldn't say any of them. I know PSA and I know SGC do it. Those are fantastic scans. I will say. Topps has the Bunt app, right? I'm not familiar with that. Or maybe I should ask my kids. But are you guys familiar with So Rare? That's like a kid's trading card fantasy combination game. So, Adam, to your point, I couldn't agree more. I think fantasy sports, real sports, all tie into the cards. And so this is a way, it's almost an introduction. My kids were playing, and my son says to me, who's a better player, so-and-so or so-and-so, because I can upgrade to a better card. I said, what are you playing? What do you do? And it's he's 12 years old, and that's getting him into it. And so when we go to card shops, he goes, oh, it's his real card, and there's a connection there.
Gotcha.
So from that point, I can see it. Orlando, can they create a real life Brady hologram virtual person eventually?
There you go.
They might already have it. I don't know where Tom Brady really is.
Well, he doesn't age, so he might already be virtual.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you don't know.
Yeah,
Santa Claus putting packs in stockings creates the most collectors.
that's a good
Yes,
point.
it is a great gift. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid, and don't be afraid to go to non-sports either.
And I don't know, the concept to me, the way I came in to the hobby was putting sports cards inside of cereal boxes. How many of us grew up with that concept and became that was the entry point for me. And I don't know why we still have cereal boxes. So why don't we lean into that market? Would be advantageous, I think.
My son made me order a box of cinnamon toast crunch this morning with a veracity that the cereal was far more important than I realized, Victor. So I think there's a good point there, or maybe just a hangry 12-year-old. But either way, here's one for you.
There you go.
Victor, have you ever thought about that?
No, I might know. Like Max Headroom, remember him?
Right. Oh gosh. Kellogg's 3D Rock. That's gotta remember. Daddy, can you buy me some pictures of baseball cards? LOL. Never going to work. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. My son got into cards. It might not work for everybody. There's not one way.
Yeah.
Adam, how did you get into cards? What was your connection?
Right around 86, just packs, packs at the local card shop. And I was lucky that I had a family that were big sports fans, my parents, grandparents, and they weren't really into cards so much, but they were big sports fans. So they knew I was into cards. So they'd buy me cards, and my friends collected cards in the neighborhood. So yeah, it was just, that's probably, I would say 86 tops, 86, 87 were the first packs I remember opening.
And you're heavy vintage.
No, not so much. I'm probably pretty even now. So I'm mainly a player collector. I collect Mickey Mantle, but I also collect Tom Brady, Larry Bird, and Pedro Martinez are my main four. So those guys kind of span across the different eras. So pretty even on both.
They're all retired. You know that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I do collect all either dead or retired guys at this point. Yeah.
Do you like any new guys?
I'll tell you, I like Corbin Carroll. You guys
Okay.
mentioned him earlier. I'm out here in Arizona, so that's a guy that, yeah, I love the way he plays. I was at the card shop this week, actually, here, a local one here in Arizona, and I was with my brother-in-law, and he bought a Corbin Carroll rookie card to take with him. He was out here visiting for the week. He's going back to Massachusetts, but he wanted to get a Corbin Carroll rookie card. So that's a guy. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some of his cards.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Victor, what do you actually collect?
I am primarily a PSA set registry guy that deals specifically with the Hall of Fame rookie card checklist. I have, Sammy Sosa, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan.
You're a 90s guy.
Yeah. 80s is my sweet spot. I really love the 80s and the 90s for sure.
Absolutely.
But I also do like a set registry, like post-war baseball Hall of Fame cards. So that covers the main rookie card of every Hall of Famer. And so and then I collect Roberto Clemente as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We were talking about the greatest, memorabilia of, that could exist in theory. One of the ideas was the bat from his last hit. I mean, if you think about it, it was hit number 3000. It was the story of his, the way his career and life ended. That bat, I don't know if it exists or if somebody has it, but that would be on the short list to me of fantastic memorabilia.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right. Recent pickups, purchases, trades, mail, stolen items, whatever, whatever you got. Victor, start with you.
Yeah, I've been laying low here lately because I'm wanting the kitty to build up, but I was kind of jonesing for some cards, and I went to a local card show here last weekend. I didn't do too. I didn't spend all that much. Didn't find anything really that was appealing except for these few. I bought a couple of Jordan cards, and I bought them mainly because of the condition that they were in. Right, they are just in such good condition that I could not pass these up, and I'll be sending these in.
Awesome.
And they got a very good chance at a very high grade. And then for fun, I picked this Jay-Z rookie card up.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Nice.
and this is not a very expensive card. It was just like a fun card.
Do you mind me asking, do you use specific platforms or are these at shows?
What's that? These three were at shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious. By the way, in the chat room, Royce Lewis is getting some love for people collecting young players. So he is a stud. I just want to give a shout out there. Adam, you picked up the Babe Ruth and what else?
Yeah, Babe Ruth. I picked up a few recently here. So I'm putting together what I consider to be the greatest subset ever of baseball cards, the Baseball Thrills. And I got this was one I needed here, the Duke Snyder catch card here. So I got 3 more I need to get. There's only 10 of them, but I got the real big ones, and I just need like 3 more. So I got that Duke Snyder one. I like to collect old Sports Illustrated. So if you could see behind me here, one of them is a Pedro Martinez cover from 1998. And I just realized I was on eBay looking at Sports Illustrated, and this card popped up in the results. I had no clue that Topps made a set of cards that have Sports Illustrated covers. And so this is the card of the Sports Illustrated that I have here on the wall.
Nice.
And this one's numbered to 70. I just think it's really cool. And
that's awesome, actually.
Yeah, I think it was like a checklist of maybe 70 cards, and they're just some of the most iconic Sports Illustrated covers ever. And they have base versions, they have serial number 1. So, man, I had no idea they existed. That's what's great about this hobby. No matter how long you're in it, I feel like you always keep learning things, learning about cards you missed when they came out. So
I've recently gotten into the Sports Illustrated covers too. I love them, and they're awesome.
Well, I just learned something. What else you got?
Yeah, and then I had Mike Kramer of Pacific Cards on my YouTube channel and my podcast recently, which was a real thrill for me. Huge fan of Pacific Cards. I've been picking them up for a while, and this is one I just recently got. This is Pedro Martinez's 95 Prism card, and
it's awesome.
Years ahead of their time.
And I got so many comments of people who had no idea that Prism Pacific turned into Prism Panini. I myself didn't know that until pretty recently. So,
and they're not that expensive.
I don't know that history.
They're not that expensive from the mid 90s. They're
very affordable still, especially if you don't collect like Griffey or some of those big guys. You collect a pitcher.
Well, not now. Now that you're pumping them up,
I was about to say we got a pump and dump. We got the pump and dump going on.
We are not influencers here on this.
And by the way, you can visit his eBay store at
link in the description.
Just saying. That's all.
Yep. But yeah, you can pick these up. I don't know, a couple bucks, and they're just really, if you like shiny cards, beautiful. Pacific ones really shine.
That's awesome. Mike Petty. Wish I had that Pedro. I ended up with the Delano DeShields prison card.
I need that one.
It's all right. I ended up with the Doman Young Hanukkah card. So
Mike Petty's punching it in on eBay as we speak.
Yes.
Yeah. Here we go. Danny can get some nice Melvin Mora prism cheap. Melvin Mora has 428 children, by the way.
Wow.
No, he literally, his wife, somebody correct me in the comments. I think it was 7 kids. I mean, something at once or five at once, or whatever it was. He could play a full court game just with his family. I have never really ever done this, but my son, one of my sons, is getting into basketball, and he's a Washington Wizards fan, and they drafted a French guard who played with Victor Wembanyama in France, and the guard is Bilal Koulibaly, and so I actually
times.
no, and so I picked up the Prism draft pick auto, but I'm a sucker. 125 out of 125.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that's cool, but I think it is. And I love that he did his signature, and then he did his initials right there next to it. So I just thought it was I thought it was a cool auto. So that was my pickup this week. I'm selling. I'm hoping to work out a trade with Denny, by the way, from Denny's Cards.
Shout out to Denny.
Shout out to Denny. And here you go, regional Burger King release of Emmitt Smith at Florida.
Love it.
Awesome.
What year is that?
This is 88.
88.
Yeah. And so pretty rare. I love this card also. But he's got a card I like, so we're gonna see what we can do.
Prospect regional little oddball card there. I've never seen that card, to be honest with you.
Me either.
That's one of the reasons that I'm a little reluctant.
Yeah.
To give it up. Cool auto. Yep. Mike Petty, Sean Kemp, 10 kids, 10 baby mommy. Yep. I'm not sure that's not factually correct. I think there's close. Jim Bunning had 9 kids.
Nice.
I did not know that. Yep. 9 kids. No wonder he went to Washington. Wow. He obviously lived nowhere near a Walgreens either. What are you guys doing on your hobby weekend, Adam? What do you have planned?
Well, like I mentioned, I went to the card shop. I want to give a shout out actually to the Monster Card Shop here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Awesome card shop that's relatively new. They're a pretty good sized breaking company that they started as a break company, and they opened up a big, good sized card shop here in Queen Creek. And I went there with my brother-in-law and picked up some packs. Just got some packs of Prism and Topps Finest, and gonna open those. Haven't opened them yet, so I'm gonna open those. I also got my kids. I got a 3 and a 4-year-old. I got them some packs of Pokemon, and they'll help me open up the sports card. So I'm getting them in early. So I'm gonna be going back to that card shop, not this weekend, but on 12/12. I'm gonna try to score some of that Bowman draft, Tom Brady.
And what does that 12/12 stand for again?
Well, December 12th. That's Brady's number 12. That's when the Bowman draft is coming out. I guess they're calling it Tom Brady Day with Topps. So, yeah.
Please promise me you'll buy 12 packs.
12.
That would be awesome.
That's the thing. I hope they sell it by the pack. That's one of the issues I have when I went into the card shop. I asked my kids love Disney stuff, so I was like, hey, do you have any Disney cards? And they were telling me they only sell them by the box. And that's kind of a sad thing. I remember opening packs as kids, buying a pack, but it's now like if you can't buy the whole box, then a lot of times you can't get them. So that's something I hope they can fix a little more and have some more stuff that kids can afford and open.
Victor.
That's good marketing. I like what they did there. The 12/12 day.
Yeah, 12/12.
12 packs.
It's like May the 4th be with you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. But I learned something today twice.
Nice.
What between your SI card, which I feel embarrassed I didn't know about, and 12/12, been very, very enlightening.
We can have one every year, with Tom Brady Day.
I know. I have no reason to celebrate it, but it's just
And all non-Patriot fans are vomiting right now thinking about that.
Yeah.
Brady.
So tell everybody where they can find you. If they've enjoyed you today, where can they hear more of you and see more of you?
So I got a YouTube channel, Splendid Sports. I put most of my stuff out as a podcast, Splendid Sports. So I'm out on Instagram. You can find me on all those places, Splendid Sports.
Victor, what kind of trouble are you getting into this weekend?
This weekend I will be creating content. It's typically what I do. I do my chores and I do my content creation typically on the weekend. And I really need to get some cards listed on eBay. It's been about a week or so, and I haven't done any listings, so I need to get on that.
So do I. So maybe we'll motivate each other. You'll be like my gym buddy.
Let's go.
Let's list. Give a shout out to where can people buy from Victor?
My eBay store. Oh man, I don't even know the name of it.
Okay. Well, you just go to eBay. It'll be easy to find.
Yeah, it's on. I got a link to it on all my videos. I can be found anywhere on social media at true_RCS.
And what does that stand for?
Yeah, True Rookie Card Specialist or True Rookie Cards, based off my website, truerookiecards.com.
Great website, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
And both of you are a fountain of knowledge. And I felt like the understudy today, so this was a blast for me. So
where can we find you, Danny Black?
Yes,
where can you find me? Wherever my wife tells me. I will shout out hobbynewsdaily.com. I am very proud of hobbynewsdaily.com, so shout out there and at Hobby News Daily. And I really want to give a happy holidays to everybody. I don't know when I'll be hosting next, but if I don't see you, I want to say happy holidays. And I want to give a big thank you to the chat room, guys. Without you, there's not us. Every Saturday morning, you can find us here on Bench Clear, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the regulars. We appreciate the fun. We appreciate the needling, and it's really been nice to have a little escape this morning, even if I call it the caffeine edition, or on Saturday morning. So thank you to everybody in the chat. All right, guys, on that note, say goodbye. We're out of here.
See you guys.
Merry Christmas.